Let's go over how to properly cup coffees. Now, the reason why we cup coffees is it helps us roasters and green coffee buyers, people who are in charge of quality control, that we can taste a bunch of coffees very efficiently, very quickly, but still get a very clear representation of what the coffee is that we're drinking. Now, this could be very beneficial for folks who are also drinking coffee at home. If you have a coffee and you're curious, what does this coffee have to offer? A very simple way to do that is just to conduct a cupping. It doesn't require a whole lot of coffee. It's very simple and requires little to no skill, but the cups oftentimes that you're getting and the taste that you're getting from the coffee is oftentimes actually better than many of the pour overs that you might make. So let's get into this. You'll need a coffee scale, you'll need cupping bowls, and now you can also use like a cappuccino cup, a bowl, but something that's gonna hold coffee and some water in it. And you'll need some cupping spoons. You can either go with the official cupping spoons, or you can just honestly just get some spoons out of your drawer. Either will work. So to begin, we'll be starting with 13 grams of coffee. And we'll be pouring in 200 milliliters or grams of water out. If you do the calculation, this is just a little over a 1:15 ratio. Now, as for grind size, we personally like going a few clicks or notches finer than our classic pour over setting. However, anything from around pour over to just a little bit finer will do. Once you've got your samples ground, this is where coffee analysis begins. This is what we call dry smells. You're gonna go ahead and maybe tap the bowl a little bit, but stick your nose into the bowl and give it some smells. I would highly recommend having maybe your phone notes app open, or maybe just a pen and paper where you're documenting your thoughts and analysis of the coffees. This bowl right here on the right, I'm getting a little bit of fruit on there, some delicate notes coming up. This coffee on the other side, getting a little bit more of a chocolatier, darker fruit note coming through here. So once you're done with aromas, now it's time to pour your water. Time plays a big role in cupping. So as you begin pouring your water, go ahead and start a timer on the side. We are pouring 200 milliliters of water over our 13 grams of coffee. Once your water is done pouring, go ahead and get your nose very, very close to the tops of the bowl, to the crust that's forming on the top, and go ahead and start smelling. Here, you might start picking up different notes than what you are picking up in the dry smells. This is an important part of evaluating the aromas here. To prepare for the next part, you're gonna want 2 bowls here. In one bowl, you're just gonna pour some hot water. And the second bowl is gonna be used to scrape off the top crust that's forming on the top of these bowls and place all those grounds on the top into that second bowl. An important part to cupping all the way through, starting from right now, is making sure you're always rinsing your spoons into hot water when you're going between these bowls. This helps take away any contamination that might happen from bowl to bowl. The timer is saying we're approaching 4 minutes, so this is where we get to break the crust and take in more aromas. You're gonna get close to the top of the bowl with your nose, and you're gonna break the crust that's being formed on the top with your spoon. Now it's time to scrape off the grounds on the crust on the top. Now it's time to just let the coffee sit, steep, brew, and we're waiting for about the 11 to 12 minute mark to start cupping these bowls. As we approach the 11-minute mark, go ahead and replace this bowl and fill it with some fresh hot water. Grab your spoon, and we normally would slurp the coffee so that it would spray all across your mouth. That way it can help us taste all the different flavors that's in the coffee here. We started at about the 11.5-minute mark. Keep tasting them as the coffee cools, because you'll start to notice that their flavor will start to change, and you'll be able to experience the coffee all the way till it cools. We oftentimes will cup until the 20-25 minute mark when the coffees are already closer to room temperature. That's cupping, very simple, very easy. And as we always say, remember, reflect what's good.